You know, between the weather and a move for our family, we haven't got that done yet. Scott, are you done yet? You got your taxes done? You've already done it? Good for you. What about you folks? Let's talk to Joe Mastriano. Joe is joining us this morning talking about taxes, and he's an IRS problem specialist. Boy, that's an interesting discussion in and of itself right now. Joe, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing very well.
Good, good. So a lot of people, you know, they go to TurboTax, they go into H&R Block. What do you think of doing it yourself? Let's start there.
Well, I think people, if they want to understand their taxes more, and most people should, they can download a free tax package, Tax Act, TurboTax. But don't, my God, don't send it in. You know.
Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? You're supposed to send them in? What do you mean, don't send them in?
No. The point is use it for your estimated tax payment. Use it so you could understand, you know, what's going on, so you don't have to totally rely on people to tell you what deductions to take. The problem is people go to these people and they're getting fed up. That's why more people are doing their own returns. They're going to these tax companies that have software, and they just, you know, they charge you several hundreds of dollars just to put your information in. The name of the game now is to make sure you're not audited. And you do that by, you know, filing right before October 15th. I have this information on my website. People can Google Killer IRS and find out, but you need to hire a licensed professional law firm or CPA firm that has experience representing people in audit. So the reason I say don't send it in is because you still have to wait until the end of August when the wage and income transcript is available, when you can contact the IRS and say, what do you have on me? W-2s, 1099s. You have no idea what people filed on you that's going to cause you to be audited, and then you're going to wind up, instead of saving a few $100, spending thousands of dollars for audit representation.
Well, what do you mean people auditing you? What are you talking about? You talking about hospital?
The IRS. No, the IRS will audit you.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, what, okay, look, if I do my TurboTax, I turn it in, it's a simple way to do it. What's wrong with that, and what do you mean I'm going to get audited because of that? I've never had that happen.
Okay, because the IRS is hungry for money, and they don't trust what people put on their returns. And so most people, if you don't have, and one easy thing is you're self-employed. You get 5 1099s from your customers, and most people total them up and put them on the return. Mm-hmm. The TurboTax and those companies don't tell you the ins and outs. They just copy the instruction booklet from the IRS.
Gotcha. Now I see what you're saying. So you're saying it's less trustworthy, and that can raise a red flag, especially if you're a 1099 employee. That means that you have to do your own taxes completely. So with that in mind, if you are, a lot of real estate agents, for example, are 1099 employees, private contractors. Right. Okay, these people, you're saying you need to go to a tax expert, keep all your receipts and everything else so you can get it done. Okay.
Absolutely, because your auto mileage, your entertainment expenses, your dues, everything must be put on the return in such a manner as to convince the IRS that you know the code and the regs, you have all the receipts, and to back off and go audit somebody else. Sending a return in blindly, and I say blindly, just putting the numbers in the lines, is going to cause people with audits, and not just Schedule Cs. If you've got real estate rentals, if you've got, you know, office and home deductions, if you've got employee business expense, there's so many areas now, earned income credit, that people use on their returns. There's very few very simple returns anymore. And those areas have to be documented. I'll tell you that anyone that we file an extension and file right before October 15th, and we match that wage and income transcript information on the return, and we put footnotes on the return, like I'm just describing, not one person has ever been audited.
Huh? Really?
Yes.
All right. So hire or find a reliable, well-known, well-established tax company, so to speak.
Well, a licensed CPA firm.
CPA.
There are some CPAs working for these fly-by-night IRS representation firms.
Right.
And I get that a lot from people. Oh, well, they have a CPA. I don't care if some fly-by-night company has a CPA.
Yeah. Real quickly, what are the red flags? What are some red flags, real quick, a couple of red flags for people that is always going to at least maybe get an IRS agent that's looking over your stuff to maybe look into what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, your return must look, real. Husband and wife and 3 kids, and they only made $15,000 for the year. Footnote that taxpayer lived on money borrowed from family and friends.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Or somebody's got the return loaded with every possible deduction they can find. Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you footnote it properly, but they suspect it. Mm-hmm. So it's unfortunate. People will not take an office and home because they'll read, oh, that's an audit red flag. And I get clients that come in, they go, oh, I don't want to take that, and they do themselves out of deductions because they don't understand. And then when I explain to them about documenting the return, then they say, oh, yeah, okay, and they're willing to do it. So red flags or, things that may look excessive, nickeling and diming the IRS on the return.
All right, Joe Mastriano joining us. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, Joe.